Hi everyone, Dooms here, back with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you what a coaching session looks like. So if you're interested in booking a coaching session, you can watch this one first to see if it pleases you, how I do it, what I usually do. I can adapt, of course, to your objectives and what you want, but here is a very classical one, and it's not with anyone either. It's with Cloud9's PERKZ, so it's not the pro player from the LEC, although he played for Cloud9 too. It's one of Cloud9's ambassadors who plays League, who also plays WildRift. So yeah, you'll see in coaching on Ashe as ADC. You'll see plenty of stuff from laning phase, team fighting, positioning. So yeah, I'm not gonna let you wait any longer. Let's just jump straight into it. No editing, just raw coaching session. Enjoy into it. So first of all, can you tell me more about what your elo is, what your objective is, etc. Like basically everything you want to tell me before the coaching.
Okay. Okay, so I only started playing Wild Rift last year because I wasn't very good at the actual League of Legends normal game on the PC, and I find it really hard to find time to play. Whereas I like Wild Rift because it's really short. And then decided to play ranked and went through ranked pretty quick. My highest ranking is Emerald. And then I'm on the new season, I went back down to Platinum, and I've kind of got a bit stuck actually at Platinum. So things I'd like to do is learn the Ashe character more, like how to move and position a little bit better. And I also find it hard, like once, like mid game. So once I've hopefully got my turret, like what to do then and what my other teammates are expecting me to do. I find that quite difficult. I tend to go for either the recommended items, or I will have a look at the top 3 players and use one of their recommended item sequences. So sometimes if I'm in the shop, I don't actually buy things to combat the players I've got against me, because I don't feel like I know enough about them
Okay.
to combat them. And then also just like maybe it's a bit more information about how to position him with my support. So what is my support expecting me to do, and what should I be expecting my support to do? Because I quite find on Wild Rift that supports often farm, which really annoys me.
You're right. They shouldn't be farming for sure. Okay, that's cool. So there's an insisting on laning phase first of all, what you want to do, then items, how to build through the game, and then in team fights, what you're expected to do. Okay, sounds
Yeah,
good.
that would be great. Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
perfect. I guess we can get right into the game. I forgot to stream you my POV by the way, so I'm gonna do that too, so you can watch it in the same time. Up. Okay,
Perfect.
this
Yep.
perfect. Okay. So yeah, this is on the software just to show you like draw stuff, etc. Do you see it
Oh,
well enough?
lovely.
Like, okay, good.
Yeah, brilliant.
Perfect. Okay. First of all, I really like that you gave me the intro of the game. This is really good because there's something I always want to add when we get into the loading screen. There's 4 steps that you should be doing before a game starts, and I'm gonna quickly tell you. So first of all, there's the analysis of your laning phase. So as you say, okay, what am I
Yeah.
expected to do in a laning phase? What are your IDs when you see basically those 4 champions? So Ashe Seraphine against Vayne Senna. What do you imagine as a lane? What is your objective? Should you be killing them ASAP because they're very late and you're early? Should you just farm? What do you have in mind?
So I think with Seraphine, I get quite a lot of healing. So I feel like I can stay in lane quite a long time and farm quite well. But then the Senna has quite a lot of healing as well. I'm not so good sure about Vayne. I know that she can get later game. She's stronger than I am because I have more CC, I think, than Vayne. But she, as an ADC, is her attack damage is greater than mine, I think. But I don't really know what to do with the gameplay of that. So I will
Okay.
try and farm as much as possible and then see what my support is doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
very
don't know if
good.
that's the right way to go about it.
Exactly, like you almost got it also. As you say, they scale pretty well. Vayne Senna is basically maybe even the most scaling bot lane in the game because both are huge late game characters.
Yeah.
Ashe and Seraphine is basically the same. You just want to farm up, have some CC, and be utilitarian for the team. You've got a lot of damage, so you don't really need to be farming them in early. So it's gonna be a very peaceful lane where people just want to farm. If you can kill them, of course, seize the opportunity. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's not a primary target where you have to force stuff, etc. One quick detail, I know it's the case on League of Legends, but not in Wild Rift. ADCs don't take heal. Why? Because heal in Wild Rift is another action than in League, where the ally that gets healed gets twice the healing and twice the speed. So technically, if Seraphine has it, you get twice the heal and twice the speed. So as
Okay,
an
so I should take
ADC,
something else.
exactly, as an ADC, you should want to take Exhaust or
Yeah,
Barrier if you really feel insecure in the lane. Like if they've got
yeah,
a really huge early game lane, why not take Barrier? But otherwise,
yeah.
Exhaust is the rune to go for.
And when do you use exhaust? Does that slow them down?
There's plenty of things you can do with it. It's slow down. It's when they engage on you, just lower their damage. Like let's say if
Hmm.
Jax jumps on you, you can just exhaust him.
Hmm.
He's not gonna deal you damage anymore. Not that much, at
Oh,
least.
that sounds good. Because
So
Jax
that's
is I find Jax really difficult to
yeah,
deal with.
exactly. So yeah, the first one, analyzing your lane, is gonna be basically, I'm gonna be very caricatural, but like a sleepy lane. You farm up, you get a jungle
Yeah,
camp if you can, whatever. Just try to have much gold as possible.
yeah.
Second one is, what is your team good at? So when you see those five people, you totally ignore what's on the bottom. Just those five. What do you imagine as gameplay? Like macro, you all split and try to get gold. You try to group together. Do you play, I don't know, for Drakes, for late game, for early? What do you think?
Um, so I know that Shyvana's really good at getting around the map. Well, I find that she is so I think so. I don't really know actually what the whole game plan would be with that. I know that Gragas is really, really strong. Um, so I imagine that if that we should team fight because I'm weaker. And Seraphine's got really good healing. So I imagine that in team fights we're going to be quite strong. But I'm not really sure
No, it's really good.
beyond that.
To be honest, I ask this every student, like no matter the elo, whatever, so I can see how you think, and so I can see the game through your eyes after. But it's really good,
Yeah.
exactly. Like team fight is what makes you strong. You've got a lot of AoE. I don't know if you know what AoE is. Um,
Um,
mhm.
no, you tell me.
Okay, it's basically damage that occurs in a
Yeah.
zone, so you can damage multiple people at the same time. Whereas, for
Yes.
example,
Yeah.
Vayne can
Okay.
only attack one person at a time, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the more you team fight, the barrier, you're gonna do plenty of damage altogether. You've got a lot of CC, so controlling the
Yeah.
enemies. It's
Yeah.
it's literally perfect what you want. That's why we do the third step is you totally ignore this and you just look at
Yeah.
the enemy team, what are they good at?
Well, Jax is good at diving, so I would imagine that we're going to be quite vulnerable to ganks from Jax, and also in a team fight, he's very good at getting to the back line too. So I think we need to be careful there. Pantheon's is it Pantheon that comes flying in, and
Yeah.
so he can get to the back line too. Brand, I'm not really sure about Brand. I never find Brand as that difficult to go against as Ashe until maybe later in the game. So I'm not really sure about Brand's
Okay.
strengths there. And then obviously we've talked about Vayne and Senna with their healing, and then Vayne obviously as she gets towards the late game, she's really she's got quite a large range,
Mhm.
so she can get quite far and cause quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, exactly. So as you identified, both those two, like Vayne and Jax, are the scary ones. Why?
Yeah,
Because they scale a lot, but they can be annoying in early game too. To answer you about Brent, I think the guy who picked this is not really aware of Brent as a pick and say because it's really good against low range people and your whole team is basically range, range, range.
yeah,
So he's gonna suffer a lot. So basically you can just not care about him. Senna technically with Vayne shouldn't be too strong, especially if Shyvana's playing good in early game, but she might be an issue, like you will see.
yeah,
Pantheon shouldn't be, as he's very early game oriented, but as we said, the whole map is going to be very sleepy. Like,
yeah,
Gragas wants to farm, Orianna wants to farm, you too. Like, Pantheon is not going to be able to achieve a lot. Jax wants to farm too, so he's not going to be helped by his jungler. So yeah, it's going to be a tough one for him. If he's fed, it's going to be a danger, but he's not as big of a danger as Jax and Vayne,
yeah,
as you identified.
yeah.
One,
And if he's going against Gragas is quite a tank, isn't he, in the top lane? So I'm guessing he can take quite a lot of damage and farm quite well. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, he can be tanky, he can be poker, he can be a bit of both, but he's re-healing a bit. Like he can play safe at least, that's for sure. But
Yeah,
if he's good, he should be playing safe. That's how
yeah,
I'll tell that. We'll see about that. Technically, it's not that much in your control either. So if we're trying to like create a setup where okay, what do you do before you get into a ranked game or basically any game? You look at what's in your control, so you basically don't care that much. Like you know it's losing lane, you're not gonna win it. So I mean, Gragas is not supposed to win it, let's say like that.
yeah,
But we'll see, and it's not that much in your control anyway. Um, and so yeah, one big thing other two is they've got very low range, whereas you've got a lot of range. Like basically you've got
yeah,
4 people who can poke, even with Gragas and a Shyvana tank. They're gonna have to get on you. So as long as you have vision and stay together, they shouldn't be winning against you. Like
yeah.
your draft is way better than theirs, which is really cool.
Okay.
So here's the last step, basically, based on everything we said together before, sorry. So the first lane, second of all, your team strengths, and third, their team strengths. What are a couple attention points that you're gonna pay attention to when you play the game?
I need to pay attention to where. So do you mean like I need to pay attention to where Jax is
Okay,
virtually all
that's
the
the first
time
one.
because I feel like he's my biggest threat, if you like. I often die to Jax. I think it would be good if we could get the Drakes because I think that maybe we haven't got a huge amount of health. I don't know I've forgotten the name for it, but I'm not certain about that. But I would say that we'd probably want to get the Drakes. And I guess keeping an eye on what Oriana's doing and how she's getting on lane. Although we did say that Brand isn't great, so she's probably going to be okay. But I tend to keep an eye on what mid lane's doing because sometimes if they're struggling and we're winning our lane, it's sometimes if they've had to call back or whatever, it's nice to go up and help them push their lane through. I don't know if those are the sorts of things that are right to do, but that's what I would be doing.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. Like as long as Jax isn't fed, they shouldn't be that much of that big of a deal. Drake's is very important because, as we said, you're gonna want to scale, you're gonna want to team fight, and Drake's is the perfect opportunity to force team fights. And Oriana is very important to be fed. Why? Because she's the main source of damage in your team. Like you're gonna have some damage, Seraphine 2, Gragas 2, Shyvana maybe even. But the main threat for the enemy team is Oriana because she has the most range, the most damage, a bit of mobility if needed. Yeah,
Yeah.
if she's fed, you're gonna be very good in the game. So it's absolutely
Okay.
amazing. And Drake's for Shyvana is even better too. So good.
Yeah. At the start, I forgot to show you what my runes were. So I tend to keep the same ones, and the reason I choose them, and whether it's right or wrong, is I play quite pokey. I don't know if you've noticed. I don't, and I need quite a lot of mana. I always find that mana is my issue. Someone suggested to me, I think it's that I can't. Is it called Airy?
Yeah.
And then I have I think it's Gathering Storm. There's another mana one, mana band, mana
Yeah.
flow band. And then is it I think I've got Bone Plating as well, but I don't know if those are the right ones to really have for Ashe, but someone suggested them as quite good.
It's not bad and it answers your issues. Now I think it's better and we can do that like at least I prepared a bit of stuff about that. It's better I think to fix a couple of those issues and then take even better routes. Like Airy is
Yeah,
not bad,
okay.
Conqueror can be better, Mana Flow is not bad, but Hunter Genius can be better, etc.
Okay.
So stuff like that. But it depends indeed. If you have 0 mana, you're gonna want the mana and you're not gonna care about cooldown reduction with Hunter Genius. So it's
Okay.
the right play to do, and if we can work on those, let's get into it. So we're gonna get into the game. Up, up, up. Okay, so Shyvana starts at red. That's good. I'm gonna be like, yeah, going forward a bit whenever we see action. Okay. So we see Morgana invading, which is very risky, not gonna lie. But you
Yes.
notice it, go help.
And I didn't know whether to go and help her, but I thought, oh gosh, she's gone really far, so I should go and help her. But she did, usually the jungler at the start will ping if they want help or want you to go, and she didn't do that, so I wasn't quite sure. And obviously I miss out on my farm if I'm going too far.
Yeah, you did right. Honestly, absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
Going to
okay.
help, you notice it, you pay attention to the ping. If there is one, it's what you want. Very good job at last hitting plus poking. the people. So that's basically your job. Like you two have more range and a bit of healing too. So as long as you can poke them, Vayne is gonna be very busy. That's good. And you also got way more wave clear with those two
Yes.
characters than them. So you're gonna want to put some
Yeah.
pressure on them. That's
'Cause I find like playing Ashe, that's the thing I really like. That especially later in the game, your wave clear is really fast, so it just means that you can. I just feel like you can get on and do other stuff.
exactly. In early though, and we spoke about mana a couple of seconds ago, you're gonna want to be very careful with mana because you don't have a lot. So using mana for this is good. You're gonna want to poke. Um, this spell though isn't that much needed, or when you use it, at least make sure it's gonna be really efficient. So popping it now, right here,
Yeah,
when there's no wave, means if
yeah.
Vayne just goes back, which he's gonna do if I'm correct, just means you lose mana
It's just a
for
waste.
nothing,
Yeah,
waste
yeah,
the
for
spell,
nothing.
yeah, and you're not wanting to wave clear
I
faster
don't
because
want to
you've
kill
got it
her.
already. Exactly. Like you can kill her
Yeah,
or poke, whatever, but you're gonna make sure that you're gonna actually hit her.
yeah,
That's the only thing, because it can cost a lot of mana, so you're losing mana slowly while it's not necessarily needed. Because
yeah,
basically you proc a spell that makes you clear faster, but then you spend 5 seconds not hitting. So you can just spare
yeah,
the mana and keep hitting with slower.
yeah.
So
Okay.
okay, so here you're putting pressure on them, that's really good. You're gonna want to poke them here so they can't really go back up. I guess
Yeah,
that's what you're doing. Yeah, good. Very good job here. Yeah, you're already low on mana, so you're gonna want to. Yeah, basically you're perma pressing this, you should be just sparing it. Like when you see your mana is quite low, you can
yeah.
just chill out
Just
on this
last
one.
hit. Yeah,
Exactly. But the poking is
yeah.
really
Because
good.
then it wasn't ready. Then was it for when Seraphine attacked? Then I wasn't ready because that was on cooldown.
Yeah.
Okay, more sparing with the mana.
hmm Okay, let's move on. So, okay, you go back. You got no mana. Perfect. About
I've got
builds.
quite a lot of gold as well. Like
hmm
I should probably have gone back a bit earlier actually and got my first item.
Ah, this is good. Honestly,
Oh, is it okay? Yeah,
that's a good timer. You can even wait a bit more to have a sword and
yeah.
maybe boots or something. Like you can see a bit what gold you have for. Uh, but it's really all right. One thing though, I see. I guess you're going for yeah, those items get into Infinity Edge. You can start with Stormrazor, which can be a better item. We can see later if you actually build the Infinity Edge. I think you do.
I
But
do. Yeah.
yeah, there's a better item build. There's a that costs a bit less gold and it gives you more power in the early game, let's say, which is what you'll
Okay.
need in early here. Alright, so you're getting back to lane, perfect. Alright, here what you can do, that's like, I'm gonna say a bit more advanced, but if you want, you can do that. You know that none of those went back yet, so none of those have an item. You do. You've got more
How do
mana
I
too.
know they've not got an item? Because I've
Uh,
not seen them go back.
since they didn't go back, they kept
Yeah.
pushing the lane, so you can see it here. Like you
Yeah.
always have contact with them whenever you
Yeah.
went back.
So if I'm walking back, should I take the time to then just look at their stats? Because I see pros doing that. They'll put up their stats all the time.
With this here, yeah, you can definitely.
Yeah.
You can check it out like that, but you also just know they didn't back. But yeah, you can
No.
definitely
Yeah.
just press this, look at their
This and
builds,
have a
their
look.
golds,
Yeah.
etc. You can
Okay.
definitely do that. But so what you can do here with this, they have an extra minion and they don't have an item. So if they want to pressure you, you're gonna punish them way harder because you've got a whole BF sword more than them.
Yeah.
So what you can do is just let the wave right there. You don't push or kill this minion faster. I mean, you let him die slowly. You just put the last hit in, and you make
Yeah.
sure that if they try to approach and last hit one of those minions, you just punish them. You just boom, hit you, poke, etc. They're gonna
Yeah.
be low. If they're low on mana, so Senna cannot heal anymore, etc.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have tough time. So you can just keep the wave right there. You're close to tower, and they are not. They are under
Yeah.
trap.
Okay. Yeah. So because I it's really hard to do that. So what I was just doing is like I tell you the wave, clear the wave, and farm. I think this is definitely the next stage I need to move on because because looking at them is something I don't do as often as we're looking at myself and my support. Would you say that's normal for someone who is learning that they
Yeah,
don't?
definitely. Like
Yeah,
anything I
yeah,
say here is just to improve. It's never like a critic or
yeah,
something. Like it's really just normal,
yeah,
and plenty of people even in Challenger have a tough time doing stuff. So don't
yeah.
worry about that. If I want to be a pain in the ass, I always can. Don't worry. It's very easy. Um, so yeah, that's the next step.
Okay, so I backed off, but I could have gone in a bit more there.
Yeah, you can. You're stronger than
Yeah,
them, so don't be afraid. Like, you've got full mana. Your Seraphine is low on mana, so that's
yeah,
kind of annoying. But that's it. Like now you've got your ultimate. Even Seraphine has two. You really can just pop
yeah.
her once and boom, she's dead. If you hit her right. Ah,
Oh,
sad.
I missed
Close
her.
one.
I know.
Yeah,
Missed.
close. So
I find it really hard to control that arrow. You know, you can follow it, can't
yeah.
you?
hmm
Oh, it's so difficult to do that though. I think that's really hard.
Yeah, it is definitely. Like when you do it close range, like when you're here and enemies are here, you basically can't control it. There's no way.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
some people often do too is try to with Ashe. Let me pull out the map view. With Ashe, try to impact like I don't know someone on the top lane, and you put an
yeah.
arrow that goes through the map, and there you can control it to
Call
aim
it.
it.
Yeah,
But it needs really some macros, some communication. Like if the top laner is in VC with you, then okay, the guy's backing behind the tower, you can adapt, whatever. But without that, it's really difficult.
yeah.
So I would also keep it for close range and just one-shot people. That's a good choice you made. So you know they're backing, you're gonna push it in, that's really good. And there, oh okay, very good usage of the E to know where they are. And yeah, there you've got a couple choices. So when you hear and push the wave in, you can either go hit the tower, which is a good start. With your ward coming up, you can also just choose to walk a bit right there
Yeah.
to the enemy and put a ward here. So
Ward. Yeah.
this is maybe even the best ward you can place in the game as a bot laner, like right there behind the blue buff. So you
Hmm.
always have vision on the enemies. That's a good one. Or you can go farm a jungle camp like the Scuttle or your Krugs, which gives you
Yeah,
more
I
time.
never know whether to farm the camps because I feel like they're very much the domain of the jungler, and if they see you farming, they're not going to be very happy.
Yeah.
Um, I
If
don't know what the etiquette is.
technically in SoloQ you should be not
Yeah,
selfish, but if you see like your jungler is right there, you can farm this one because
yeah.
he's gonna be on the timer of okay, if she's busy here, she's gonna need at least 1 or 2 more minutes to get back here.
Get there,
So
and they'll probably be back then.
exactly, like it can be back or she can keep herself busy and know that this camp is not on, it's not
Okay.
gonna screw her face. But this is really good, like getting the tower low already. It's a good start too. It's just to highlight the other choices you eventually have.
Yeah, I find it difficult to go into jungle because of the getting the tower shots. Sometimes I find that like hard, but I will practice that. I think that's really good. I
Yeah.
didn't know that was something that would be good to do and spend my time doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. If you've got enough damage, you can. Like if you
Yeah,
need 30 seconds to do the camp, maybe not. But
yeah.
if you're two, you can spend a bit of mana, go back, and come back again. No worries. What you can see there also too is that Vayne used her ultimate. I don't know if you know Vayne well enough, but you see
Not that well. Yeah,
when you look at Vayne, she's gonna kind of transform in right there. See, this is the
yeah.
animation of the ultimate, and what's so first of all, she burns a really good cooldown of hers, and she gets invisible when she Qs in.
Okay.
So that's a sign of okay, it's her ultimate. You back off. That's really good. Even though you didn't necessarily know it back then. Now you know, and you did the right choice.
Yeah, yeah.
Good job.
Does she gain movement speed when she ultimates as well? Then when she's invisible, is she faster? She looked like she came really fast then.
I believe she does. Yeah, you're right. I'm not 100% sure. Like I don't know everything about every champ out of my head, but
Hmm.
I think she does indeed. Uh, Shyvana's trying to gank when you're not here.
Yeah, I
Okay,
know.
why
I
not?
know. I was like, wait, we're coming,
I guess why not? Okay.
and she died.
What you can do too is when you're backing and you see your Shyvana's coming, you can just use the minimap uh, or use your thumb to
I
basically look
said,
here.
yeah. I tried to say I'm on my way.
Yeah, that's a good start, and you can also watch what happens here because they might be burning cooldowns like
Oh,
a
let's
flash or
see. Yeah,
something, and you don't know. So, and if you know that someone burns a flash, you can be more aggressive after, call it,
I
etc.
see. Yeah,
So that's a
yeah.
good one.
So if you
There,
press the mini, how do you
mhm,
do that? You press the mini
exactly.
map.
There's two ways to do that. One, You can use the minimap and just press here, but that's a tough one. Like basically, if you hold your phone, you can use your left index to try to
Yeah.
go on that, but that's a tough one. Some pros do it, but even I have a tough time doing that. What you can
Yeah.
also do is basically, if I cut the screen in two halves, hold this part of the screen, which doesn't have buttons technically. If you swipe on
Yeah.
it, it's gonna move
Yeah.
your view, and you can watch
I
more on the
see.
right
I
or
see.
left.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
That's what I use personally. But
Okay. Lovely.
mm,
Thank you.
you're welcome. So let's move on to this. And what you can see, I just missed it. Right there, see the flash? So you know that
Yes.
someone here burned flash. I don't know if it's Vayne or Ashe. I didn't see
Oh,
exactly.
is that what the little yellow bits are? I've not seen that
Yeah,
before. Okay.
exactly. I
Ah,
can go back
yeah.
frame
Yeah.
per
Yeah.
frame.
I can see. Yeah.
Okay, it's Vayne. You can see it right
It's
there. So
Vayne. Yeah.
yeah, so you know Vayne has no flash anymore.
And she's just used her ultimate not long
Exactly.
ago.
So you know you can farm her up very easy.
See, I tried to get her. I
Such.
think I knew she was low on health. Just
Mhm.
didn't get around the corner well enough.
Yeah, very close one. It's a good try. You're full mana. You just got back. You know she burned him up. Okay, that's ambitious. You get a kill. That's good. But just so you know, if you're Seraphine, like you didn't do anything wrong, but so you know, Seraphine's cooldown is really important and really long. So her using it 10 seconds before Drake just for a single kill isn't that optimal. Like let's say like
Okay.
that. So yeah, that's a big thing you don't have for Drake anymore for the team
Okay.
fight. All right, so you take one or two plates. Oh, careful. Half-life in power. Right.
Yeah. I see. So using that, I can still see me using that bottom spell there.
Yeah, that's why your mana gets really low. Like you shouldn't
Yeah,
be
I
destroying
think
mana.
I was trying to do it fast because I knew that they were quite far away and we might get the tower before the Drake. I think that's why I did that.
Yeah, it's not that bad of a choice in this case. It's just you do it 24/7, so indeed,
Yeah, yeah.
sparing it a bit could be nice. Shyvana's here for the Drake. That's really good if she actually does play it. Let's go, Shyvana. Go ahead. Okay. So you got quite a lot of range. So what your main goal is gonna be, I know you're aiming gold, so I'm trying to say it before you actually go in,
Yeah,
is you've got a lot of range, you're gonna just poke them out. So if your abilities have, I don't know, this range, something like that, enemies can't be in this range or they're gonna get damaged and they can't hit you because their range is something like this, you know.
yeah.
I'm
I
exaggerating a
see.
bit, but you know what I mean. So unless they really go in, like Vikings, you
Yeah,
should be
yeah,
able to just say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna poke you out. You're gonna have to retreat and get back. That's your
yeah,
goal, and that's what you're doing really well. Your Shyvana should be standing in front of you. She doesn't.
yeah,
I don't know what she does actually. That's a good one.
yeah. And I nearly died.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
you're basically
Brand.
being the tank
Die?
right
Do I?
there.
Yeah,
You don't even die. It's good. Like that's really, really well played. Getting the CC, enabling your team to do stuff. Right now, she should just be doing Drake. I don't know what she's doing. You did what you had to, and that's really good. The rest is not really in your control. You all should just be, yeah, as you say, doing Drake. Exactly. I don't know what she's greeting, but
I don't think they do it. I think they've just gone. Look, I think she tries to back.
yeah, that's kind of an.
And I think I do die here because I went to rescue her, yeah, and I died. Yeah. I think we should have got that Drake. I think we gave that away for. I don't even know if they get it now, but yeah, I didn't feel like that was my fault.
But no, it's definitely not your fault. Like far from.
I know. I think she said sorry after as well. I think she said my bad.
She did.
After, so. Yeah, she knew.
That's the minimum. Alright, so Vayne has no ultimate. She just used it again right there. If you noticed, you cleared the wave. That's really good, and you can pinch them. So basically, when you see this, you know you've got more range in them, and you've got info on all the rest of the team. So you know that there are only two. Right now, you should just be up, pinching right there, and you kill them. That's the game plan. Let's see if it actually happens.
Oh no, because I went the long way round.
You can't really. Don't be afraid. If you look at the minimap, you have the info on everyone else. So
yeah, I see. Yeah.
You can just go in, chill out, and get them. Okay, Seraphine used ultimate, but you get a kill. You should be doing Drake again. Shyvana, hello. Okay. Good. So you're finally getting a Drake. Up, up, up. Let's move on. One thing for SoloQ too. When you see people acting like that, I'm not gonna like target someone or whatever, but she didn't do exactly her job. She said, sorry, my bad, it's okay. But when I watch this Drake getting down to, like, she hesitated, she wanted to go mid, and then shit, I'm Shyvana, I need a Drake. She's gonna smite way too early too. Yeah, she doesn't even smite to end it, etc. Like, stuff like that means she's not that knowledgeable about the game or her own champion.
Yeah,
So you should
she might
really
have
do
been
it.
auto-filled. Yeah.
Exactly. So you might need to pay more attention to, okay, Oriana got a couple kills, I'm gonna pay attention to her, etc. Like, if later in the game I'm gonna
Yes.
need to choose between
Okay.
one or the other, it's gonna be
Yeah.
the other.
Yeah. So see, they're all team fighting. So I looked up there and I was like, well, there's loads of them there. I'm going to assume they're fine, and no one's here. So, well, did I do the right thing clearing the wave, or should I have gone straight up to the mid lane?
You can do that. One thing I would do though is use my ultimate, because again you can aim it and time target
Okay.
it, so you
Yeah.
can just help them get one or two very easy kills or help
Yeah.
them escape, whatever. Like, you've got a lot of
Yeah.
uses, but don't be afraid to use your global ability and then keep on. That's the advantage of having a champion with a global ability. Okay, you end up doing it right there. You end up stealing a kill right there. Good job. You need a bit of gold, so it's okay.
I always feel bad when I steal from. As an ADC, I often feel like I'm stealing from the support.
I mean, it's okay. The support here, I'm not sure, but I think she plays Ludens, which is kind of an AP build, not really supportive.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not sure. Like, I don't see her build, but let me check. Yeah, might be. So yeah, you can be a bit selfish or an ADC, as you say, as long as you don't steal something from Oriana. I would say it's okay. That's like the pain point.
Yeah.
Right there, you can see. Oh, well, you definitely can see it. You see Pantheon's ultimate already. So you know, like, there's a lot of enemies right there. There's Pantheon's ultimate right there. You should be staying and just playing the fight.
Here. Oh,
Because otherwise,
okay.
those two
Yeah.
are gonna be in a tough spot.
I don't know why I was going up here. I've no idea.
Yeah, I guess you didn't see Pantheon, but yeah, you see there's quite a big skirmish
Yeah,
happening.
yeah.
So you can, yeah, now you realize
And
you
now I
can go
head
back.
back. Yeah. Just be a bit earlier on that.
Yeah. Ooh, the jacks. Okay. And again, when you get to a fight, so let's say you end up here and it was a good thing, let's say. What you can do is again use this area to just watch the map a
Yeah.
bit further down, and you can see
Yeah.
what the
See
enemy's
which way to
position
go.
is, HPs,
Yeah.
etc., and see where to go exactly.
Yeah.
Because going up
Yes,
there is
because
a bit
Jax is
suicide.
there, isn't it?
Going up
Yeah.
there is perfect. If you went to the bottom,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
You can even go back up because you see your Shyvana on the minimap, whatever. Like, you've got a couple options, but I think this one is the worst one because he
Yeah.
gets back on you.
He was there. Yeah.
It's tough. Using flash for that. So yeah, using this area is really very easy, a very easy thing to implement with a faster return on investments, kind of.
Yep.
Okay, your Shyvana now is getting fed again. Perfect. Use your ultimate. Amazing. That's what you want. And again, see, we said like, okay, we want to team fight. That's really good.
I
There you
messed
go.
up then. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was me not paying attention.
Yeah, it's okay.
Uh,
Okay, static. Builds wise, I mean, we'll see when you get back if you actually
Oh,
buy it.
I've got loads of money as well. I think I'd got caught up in the fight and then not gone back.
Yeah. Two things in this build, so I guess you're gonna end up buying this. A better build would be Storm Razor and then Infinity Edge. Why? Because you're gonna have more damage, more early game, and even though Storm Razor, so I don't know if you know the item Storm Razor, but it gives a slow I mean, it charges with time and with movement and whatever. And when you've got enough charges, it's gonna slow people down with your auto attacks. Technically, Ashe already does that, but it's
Yeah.
gonna slow way more, harder, and gives a lot of AD. So it's basically a busted
Yeah.
item right now. It's really good.
Yeah. Okay.
And then getting
And
more
that's going to
damage with
annoy
the ID
people,
skills.
isn't it?
Exactly. While static, it's okay, but it's gonna be more for a bit of poke, so I guess I understand why you buy it. But as an ADC, you're gonna need damage. Like Ashe is a lot of CC, but you're also gonna need to hit people actually.
Yeah.
And so Stormrazor with crowd control with the slow, etc. And the IE will be more effective to
Okay.
do damage.
And then the Quicksilver, I always get that because I hate being stuck. I always get stuck by people.
Okay. I know they're like in 1 or 2 minutes you're gonna use it, and we can talk about it then. I wouldn't buy
Yeah, okay.
QS, like it's called QSS shorter.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy it personally, but I understand why you do it. Then we have to use it in a certain way. I'm gonna show you when it actually happens. It's gonna be easier.
So I decided to go up here because I was gonna go up there because to get the top tower, but I feel like I shouldn't really go on my own.
You can go on
I
your
think
own. I just don't understand why a team fight happened there, but you didn't choose it, and that's it, and you come back in time to get a kill. So that's okay, really. I wouldn't be afraid of that. You'll make her burn a flash. You're gonna end up killer, but don't be afraid to use your boots. I have never seen you use it once. Don't be afraid to use it, like it's free movement speed. You're gonna kill her faster, you can push the wave faster, etc. So don't be afraid to
I just feel like I should use it to get away from people rather than to protect myself rather than.
Yeah, thing is,
so yeah, I would
on certain teams
try
why
that.
not? But on the enemy team you see like Pantheon has a huge dash, Vayne can dash in, Jax has an even bigger dash. The boots are not gonna make that big of a difference to get back up. While if you're chasing someone, Ashe is very slow, so the boots are more than
help with that. Yeah.
Alright, you're trying to. Okay, get on the Jax, but he gets away. It's okay. Does he? Yeah, he does. Okay. Wait, did he just flash, or am I dreaming? Up. Okay, he just flashed. Why not? Okay, so Jax no flash. That's really, really good. So you basically know for 150 seconds he's not going to be a threat. So quite amazing. Ooh.
Unless I'm mistaken, I think we hang around here too long.
I was gonna say exactly. So what's wrong in your eyes? Exactly, it's hanging out a bit too long. You put them low, that's good. What you can do here, just okay, you see that mid lane you've got a wave that's coming up.
Yeah.
So you can
just head down there.
Maybe 1 or 2 people stay in this bush and wait for people. So if they're greedy, they're gonna try to get through the jungle. You just get them and destroy them. But otherwise, you can push as 5 on the tower while having all of this set up, and you get the enemy tower lower. Whatever, you force a team fight, you can do stuff. But yeah, staying there means they can get to you. It's gonna get messy. They can pinch you. They can just get back. Some people can get back from base. You're not having a lot of resources. And as a team fight composition, you're not really comfortable in the jungle where there's a lot of bushes. You don't know if Jax is coming in time, whatever. So yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, see Senna comes and it's messy.
Oh yes, I can't remember who else did that.
So luckily your team is very good too. They answer with the right CC, they use stuff, it's perfect. Alright, let's move on. So Drake is gonna come. You know there's gonna be a team fight. That's... Why are they perma fighting mid? Jesus.
I think that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I'm gonna go put a ward here because the Drake's up, and then they're not here. Like, okay.
That's really good. CCing Jax before you can kill your main carry. That's perfect. And Gragas is getting a bit bullied, but it's okay.
I find that particularly in the level that I play, everybody really tries hard to get the mid towers, and that sometimes the Drakes are left for quite a long time. And I just feel like we should make more use of them.
Yep. Especially with scaling comp. So when you've got a team fight and you're
Yeah.
scaling composition, definitely go for it. Because in ranked, often games last very long because teams have a tough time closing games out and are not coordinated and such. So you can definitely try to play the scaling and play the drakes for the elder spawning,
Hmm.
and especially with Shyvana, which she's a champion that needs drakes. So getting her ahead with a lot of drakes is what you want.
So if she'd have been a bit more, if she'd have been a bit more experienced, she'd have been telling us to do that.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
never met a Shyvana who doesn't say please focus drakes, so it's the first time.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, again using it for one kill, Seraphine. I don't know about that, but why not? Yo, Gragas is really, really good on this one. Shyvana is, I don't know what she's doing up there. Again. Um, your slow save Seraphine, that's really good.
There he come. I can see him come in.
That's where we speak about the QSS, exactly.
Yeah.
So, here QSS is indeed better than Zonia's, which I would have gotten. I would have taken Zonia's in this game, because you're going to
So
want
what
to
does
engage on
Zonia's
me.
do?
So Zonia's puts you in a stasis where you're not targetable. So you're in a golden state where no one can hit you, you don't take damage or anything.
Okay.
And then in, I don't know if it's 2 seconds, 2.5, something like that, where you just get back to life and there they can hit you again. So you can't do anything, but enemies can't do anything either. And it also enables to not get CC'd or anything because you're not alive anymore. Technically, you're just an
Okay.
object, golden stuff. Um,
Okay.
so if Jax jumps on you, whatever, you can just turn golden and he can't hit you and he's there like, shit, I used my Q or my flash or whatever,
On
and the
me,
one I want to
yeah.
hit is golden. What can I do? Nothing, and he's just gonna die from your allies if they're good. Um,
Okay. So if I see so if I see someone like Jax or like an assassin, then Zonias are really good to have against them.
exactly. If people want to engage
Yeah.
on you or assassins, exactly like Zed,
Yeah.
Akali, anything, you just Zonias and you're chill.
Yeah, they're the people I have the most issues with.
Yeah, even Camille. Like if you it's a tough one, but if you Zonias correctly, I don't know if you know Camille's ult where she jumps and locks you in a cage. Um,
Yes.
if you
I
Zonias
get
at the
caught in the
right
cage
time,
often.
exactly. Well, if you Zonias at the exact time where she's up and gonna get you in the cage, you're not targetable anymore. So she used her ultimate, she jumped, but there's no cage because you're not a person anymore, you're an object.
Mhm.
So you just negate everything, and she's there like, damn, I used my ultimate, I can't do shit anymore.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay, but
what's
maybe
that's what happens.
someone that's more like Timo, who he's like slow, he slows you
Mhm.
but doesn't capture you. Is something like QSS better for that?
QSS is good, but it's also more difficult to use again because you have to use it at the exact right time. That's why right now I'm
Okay.
gonna show you. So you use the QSS
Okay.
fast for the movement speed. That's cool. It's basically an enhanced boots, I guess, something like that.
Yeah.
It's okay, but you
Because
don't
I
know
was
if
scared.
Jax has flash, you don't know if Jax has
Yeah.
Q, and yes, basically if he flashes he can come here, and if he Qs he can get you up to here. So you're not in a safe zone. You know that if he wants you, and if he has the flash, which you don't know, you're dead no matter what your boots tell you. So what you
Yeah.
could be doing is, okay, he ends up flashing Qing, as I thought.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be able to one-shot you because you've got enough life. Basically, you had all of this life remaining, so
Yeah.
that's a lot. How he's gonna be able to one-shot you is if he CCs you. So this is a stun that when he stops spinning his, I don't know how we say it, but whatever, if he stops spinning his stuff, he's gonna CC you. So what you can do is exactly when you get stunned, use QSS, which will
Oh, I
negate the
see.
CC and give you the movement speed. So if you do that, you're
I
not
could
gonna
have
get
got out
stunned,
then.
and then you're
Yeah.
just gonna get out, plus you're slowing
Okay.
him, plus this, plus that, and he's not gonna have a
Yeah.
jump or a dash anymore. But it's
But with the
this
Zonias, I would have just. When
Zonia's
would
here
I
you
have
would have
used
just
those?
died. Here
Just
you
use.
would have just
Yeah.
died because you're
I
alone.
see.
You buy
Yeah.
time for
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
But if you're
Yeah.
with the team, it's better. But QSS is
Okay.
more
I
situational and more
see.
difficult to use, but it can be better. Like here, for example,
Better.
it was.
Yeah. Could have been. Yeah.
Exactly. It's just
Okay.
more
Lovely.
difficult. Um, they're not doing Drake either, I guess. Why not? People don't like, oh, wait, that's an interesting one. You looked at the scoreboard, perfect. That I really like. Checking the scoreboard and maybe even more checking the gold. So I don't really care what, I mean, yes, I do care what items are, For example, I know that Seraphine has 0 damage right there.
Yeah.
And Blade, means she has cooldown, but that's it. She has no damage, nothing.
Yeah. I don't
So
know enough about the items to know what they all
exactly.
mean.
So
Yeah.
then to just orientate you to something that can help you, don't look at the items, just look at the gold.
Gold. Yeah.
Basically, Orianna, a lot of gold means a lot of damage
Yeah.
if she builds right, which she did, so it's okay. Um, Whereas in the enemy team, it's all about Jax. You see, Vayne is a bit fed, but not that much. It's not
Yeah.
that
So I
big of
looked
a
at
deal.
Vayne and thought, oh, I'm ahead of
So
her.
yeah, you know Pantheon is an early game champion and he has 0 gold. So
Yeah.
basically Pantheon, you can just forget him. He doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Brand, same thing as I told you before, he doesn't exist
Yeah.
because he's not a champion in this draft. Senna is very behind. She's Runa and Bloodthirster. It's so bad she doesn't exist. So the only ones you gotta pay attention to is Vayne and Jax. So in team
Yeah.
fights, you can also just filter your view of okay, I see Jax, I see Vayne. The rest I don't care. Yes, I care about if Senna roots you, whatever, and then it enables Jax to hit you. But the
Yeah.
main pinpoints are Jax and Vayne.
Yeah.
Whereas in your team, you gotta pay attention to the Orianna.
Look
She also
at
has a lot of
Ariana.
gold. The Gragas, you saw him get a lot of kills. His
Yeah.
proactive is good, even though his build is giga bad. That's not that big of a deal. He has gold, he's gonna do damage. Same for you. So that
Yeah.
enables you to filter a bit of okay, what do I really gotta pay attention to? Because it's tough paying attention to 9 other people plus you.
Yeah.
It's gonna help. Alright, so you get back there, up, enemy team gets Drake, Sage. Okay, close one ult. You know you see them fighting since like 15 seconds or something in the jungle. And they're really stupid doing so. Because as we said before, you've got a lot of range, so you can just walk backwards and poke them while they're trying to chase you with no range and can't hit you.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they're doing.
And they're all pretty low by this point because they'd been here quite a long time.
Yeah, exactly. They're, I don't know, just getting stomped. I don't know what they're doing. It's kind of a true. So yeah, you just get an ace, and I guess you just push mid and finish. Yeah, okay, it's as easy as that. Yeah, so you played according to the team comp. You weren't part of the last team fight, but you could have been there or not. Like you could have played exactly as needed. So that's really good. Good job. Actually, it's good gameplay for. I think it was platinum right now that you're in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good job. All right, I'm gonna pull up the classical notepad with a couple questions. So first one is, what do you want to pay attention to? What do you think you should improve on based on like all of your recent games and even more specifically this review? Like
So I think like changing my items, just so that I can try and be stronger earlier on. I think we talked about runes as well, changing those slightly. I think paying more attention to what the enemy have done in the lane. So have they used their flash? Have they backed? And maybe believing, because I always think as Ashe being quite weak, but actually if they haven't got those things, then I can be a bit more aggressive towards them rather than staying back. Thinking about my boots and how I use those, I think is important as well. Looking at that. And then maybe using my ult to support the team a bit more rather than just saving it for myself.
I mean, both
So
are fine.
yeah, yeah, but I could have maybe if there's a team fight going on a bit further, I could actually provide some support there rather than just wait until I get there.
Okay, good. Before I give my opinion, the second question, based on your objectives before, so your objectives you had on you had positioning, first of all you had laning phase. Do you feel like right now you know a bit more what to do in laning phase, like how to watch your lane, what you gotta achieve?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I think just not using that spell to concentrate more on last hitting than using the spell to just try and get everything down as fast as possible. I think that was good.
Yep.
to talk about. I think my laning phase is okay.
Yep.
I think that would be a good use of trying to reduce the amount of mana, which would mean that I could change my items because I wouldn't need as much mana because I wasn't wasting it.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Like it's already really good. Uh, so yeah, it's all about just being a bit better, more efficient, but not. It's not about like getting from bad to better. It's from better to how can be even better.
Yeah, yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
So you had laning phase. Wait, I don't remember. What were the three
Yeah,
things you
like
said?
maybe trying to support the team a bit more.
Yeah,
So what to
exactly.
do in the mid game. But I think we've talked about that. Like, I think now knowing, okay, well, let's check the data. Who's the carry, and what can I do to support them? And where do my skills lie in supporting those? And who can we sort of start to ignore?
Hmm.
I think maybe because that Shyvana wasn't very good, maybe I could have been as well a bit more aggressive with like, come on, then let's get the Drakes because that was important to us.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I could have said, let's go get it. I could have told Seraphine we could have gone and get it together rather than just relying on the jungler.
yeah, exactly. Really good. And then there's the so maybe yeah, team supporting, okay. And about positioning, I feel your positioning was good most of the time.
Yeah,
First fight is basically more of the Shyvana not positioning well, so you had to play as a tank, and you ended up playing it perfectly, flashing out, healing yourself, just surviving with 1 HP. It's really good.
yeah,
So I feel like your positioning is good with Ashe. Maybe against teams who are gonna annoy you more with the range, it can be more difficult because as Ashe you don't have the mobility to really get on them, and you're gonna need to be the trigger to engage with your ultimate. But
yeah.
against the comp that will need to engage on you, your positioning is perfect. So don't have to
Okay.
change anything about that. Um, Low range comps, Gucci. All right. So I'm gonna get into my opinion kinda of what you can improve on. So as you said, yes,
Yeah,
items is a good one. I'm just gonna add stuff. Basically, what you have here is already
yeah,
good. Paying attention to cooldowns is really good, and a global ultimate means you have more utility because otherwise Riot wouldn't give you a global ultimate. It's a
yeah,
strength. Let's use it. Two or three other things is being maybe a bit more selfish when it comes to camps, jungle, farming, whatever. Like if you see your jungle
yeah.
is behind, don't be afraid to take stuff. So
Okay.
selfish farming basically, like if you see your support is taking half of your farm, don't be afraid to just quickly type, hey, I need that farm, can you try to let it? If
Yeah,
they don't, well, whatever, it's SoloQ. It's
yeah.
League of
I've done that
Legends.
before. I have said
Exactly.
like,
Hmm.
leave the farm alone.
So yeah, if they can, if they don't, whatever. But yeah, don't be afraid. Like if you see a wave crashing on another lane and no one is going, don't be afraid to
Yeah.
hold there and spam ping the
Is it
danger.
ever okay
Don't
to
fight.
get so annoyed that you just leave them? Just all right,
Yeah,
fine. You have the farm. I'll go help mid.
if they can
Although
hold
mid will
it,
then get
yes.
annoyed.
If you see they're getting bullied, it's gonna be tough because you can't just let them. But if they're not getting bullied, yeah, sure. Just let them and go farm elsewhere if needed.
Yeah.
Your DDC, so
Okay.
technically he should be the one moving, but whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, so that's really good. Paying attention to, I'm not gonna say what's around you, but like paying attention to the macro of, okay, uh, there's a fight gonna happen, that's gonna happen. I'm gonna use, the zone I indicate, like the
Yeah.
zone right there to just, okay, watch
Yes.
what's around me, interact with our environment. Like
Yes.
you've got your POV, but don't be afraid to use your whole team's vision because otherwise your teammates
Yeah.
while placing wards is useless. Use them and
Yeah. I didn't know you could do that, and I think that's probably going to massively help.
okay. Yeah, definitely. Like even like so there's the zone right there, but there's also just the map view. Oh wait, I gotta get back to the game if I want to use the map view. Up. Just using the minimap of okay, if we see an enemy, three enemies being right there, right there, right there, don't be afraid to push here or on the opposite. If you see
Yeah.
Jax is here, I can play this, play that, I can catch him. Like using even the minimap as a source of information is really important.
Yeah.
Like it's not for nothing that it occupies like 1/8 of the map of
Yeah.
the gameplay. It's a big thing. So macro usage is the second. And yeah, I was gonna say the items can be better, but it's not that bad either. I would rather insist on the mana usage, which is gonna enable you to get better items and get better runes, etc. So the more you use your mana well and your abilities, the more you're going to be able to use your auto attacks more efficiently to slow the people who need to be slowed and not just
Yeah,
everyone at the
the
first time I
minions.
hit, etc. So
Yeah.
that's basically
Always feel like I should be hitting something, but I guess it's not always about that. Sometimes it's about waiting to do the last hit and moving around than trying to get them down all the time. The
yeah.
wave.
I'm not gonna do a shameless plug, but yeah, I've got like a whole video about wave management, like how to, as an ADC, impact your wave and how to.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if you know the words like how to freeze, how to push, how to slow push, etc. Like stuff
I
like that.
do. I know a bit. Yeah.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
those are like really big concepts that like you can definitely get to Emerald, Diamond, even Master without knowing that for sure. But it just helps you making advantages more concrete and actually get the gold out of, okay, I'm better than you. You know what? I'm gonna put some pressure on you, and you're not gonna get to those minions that you want to farm. I'm gonna freeze you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna push you, whatever. So that's
Okay.
the next step. Um, what I would do, and that's something I do with every student, so it's not with you. I don't know if you know the concept. I mean, as a teacher, you should, of smart objectives.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Just so an eventual viewer of this video can check it out, I'm just gonna try to show which one is a good one of smart. Okay, this one. Ouvrir dans un nouvel onglet. Tic, tic, tic. Oh, come on. Google is trying to bully me. Let me
I can't
open
remember what the
this.
S stands for. I can do the. I remember the others. I can't remember what the S is.
Ah, well, here you got it. So,
Specific. There we
exactly.
go. Yes.
So for the
We
viewers who
use.
don't know, this is a way to create goals that
Yeah.
you're gonna actually improve on. So
Yeah.
getting those smart goals is important, and that's something I do with every student. How can I give you
Mhm.
one or two smart objectives? But what I usually ask is you try to create one or two smart objectives, and within 1, 2 days, 1 or 2 weeks, 1 or 2 months, I don't care. You just get back to me with, okay, this was my smart objective. I did this as a result. Was it good? How can I do better? Or okay, this was perfect. I had big results. What's the next step? Don't be
Yeah.
afraid to just reach out again with, okay, how can I improve this smart objective? But we can
Yeah.
do just one together, and then you can do 1 or 2 on your own, basically in your game. So what would be a
Yeah.
smart objective you would create based on all those things?
Um, I think what so the first so the second one down in my first and I guess the one on yours as well, like paying attention to cooldowns. So my smart objective would be to so it's specific, isn't it? So it's going to be to well, I guess to pay attention to the flashes and the ults.
Okay.
Now I know how to identify the flash. I didn't quite
Cool.
I didn't know about the yellow smoke thing. So
Okay.
yeah, pay flashes to the flashes and the ultimates, and then so the next one's measurable. How am I going to measure that? So maybe just I guess by paying attention to it more, it would then be obvious to me that I've seen it happen. I don't know. I don't know how to make that measurable.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, and
So
then I think
attainable.
the next one's achievable, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess
So
it kinda is. It is
yeah.
achievable. No worry what.
Yeah, it is achievable. Yeah.
Relevant to, and how can you make it time based? Like when do you want to be able to do that exactly? Are you gonna do it
Well, I
right now?
think. I
Game?
mean, I think it's quite hard. I think it's quite. I mean, I'll do it now. Yeah, from now. I mean, I think as you get more and more used to it, I think you'd see it more often. But at least if I try and be able to check that or see that happening at least once a game from today, and then
Exactly.
try and see it more often, I think that would be
Okay.
fine. And then I would think that within a month, like I'll be seeing that happen often.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear the time here. What you can do to measure it too is kind of play a game normally. I don't know, your next game, and you just quickly put a line on the paper or whatever whenever you see a
Oh, and
flash or
count
something.
it, yeah.
And I don't know, 1 week after, okay, try to focus on this. How many do I see? Then 3 weeks,
See
okay, fine.
now, yeah,
If you see more, definitely people are gonna use more or less flashes in a game. So that's a tough one. but if you see it improve by, I don't know, 20, 30, 40%,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
also
if I
due to
start
you
seeing
seeing it
it, yeah,
exactly. Like,
yeah.
so those kind of
Maybe I could have a chocolate every time I see it, and then at the end of the month, I can judge it by how many chocolates.
yeah, true. That's a good one.
I
But
would
good
stay with
chocolate.
shots, but I don't think that's going to make my game any better.
Yeah, as long as you've got Belgian chocolate, it's all right.
It's all
Perfect.
good.